Well, if you need a job and you're the right gender, then, boy, they really, really need you over at Border Patrol. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they're going to have like a ladies' night special over at the Border Patrol office here in the RGV sector. Joining us in studio, Kevin Oakes, chief of the Rio Grande Valley Border Patrol. So tell me a bit more about this ladies' night over at Border Patrol, Chief. How you doing?
Well, good morning, everybody. Yeah. So it's a great opportunity for females who are interested in a law enforcement career, particularly those there's a lot of females that are already in law enforcement and may be looking for something more exciting at the federal level, and particularly if they're they have a lot of spirit and they're very adventurous, because we have some garden spots.
Hey, they need to be tough, though. I mean, seriously. I mean, I hear that the Border Patrol Academy, that's a tough one, probably the toughest, I understand, when it comes to federal law enforcement.
Well, if you consider that Border Patrol agents work in deserts and tropical, subtropical down here in the valley, and then if you look along the northern border, some of the harshest environments that you'll find in the United States is where Border Patrol agents are assigned. So you have to be able to work in very arduous conditions and under conditions and work rotating shifts, which is very demanding on men and women both.
Yeah, it's a fine line that you have to walk on the whole HR requirements, because you cannot be discriminating based on age or gender or anything else like that. Say, we need women. So how do you process all these applications, man? And is it just a general call? Like, if you're in law enforcement, if you're female, come on over, take a look at this job, because we need to hire some more of these.
Well, there are specific OPM requirements, and evidently Customs and Border Protection work closely with Office of Personnel Management and came up with a strategy to try to recruit more females into the Border Patrol, because currently the Border Patrol is about 22,000 plus agents, and only 5% are female.
Oh,
and so that's kind of the situation.
Yeah,
and then also you have to take a look at the fact that the increased number of female apprehensions over the last couple of years requires us to have a more diverse culture within the ranks, and that's kind of what we're striving for.
Elaborate on that if you could. What is the rationale for the focus on women agents right now?
Well, that is the focus. Last year, we arrested about 170,000 female violators, only with the 5% workforce in the Border Patrol being female. You know, that ratio and adding a little bit more diversity in amongst the ranks.
Is that a nationwide number, sir?
That's nationwide.
Okay, 175,000 women were taken into custody that came into the country illegally.
Yes.
Wow. Out of what was out of total of what?
I think it was about 500,000.
Okay.
But and you remember what happened here last year in the Valley? Yeah. We had all these family units.
It was nothing but women and kids coming in this past summer. Yeah.
And women add a latitude into law enforcement that men can't provide. And so with a diverse workforce, it adds a lot of culture and depth to your organization, which is something that the Border Patrol desperately needs now.
And you touched on this a minute ago, too. Are the females trained exactly the same as the men in the Border Patrol? Are they put in the exact same environments as men? I mean, is it any difference at all when it comes to men and women in the Border Patrol?
There is absolutely no difference. Absolutely no difference. The only thing when I see an agent is that they have the proper green uniform on.
And joining us.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, joining us in studio, Kevin Oakes is chief of the Rio Grande Valley Border Patrol.
The headlines say that the job ads are targeting females. How are they written to do that?
Well, you have to go, if you go to the OPM website, it's opm.gov, and you can look at the exact advertisement that they're selectively recruiting for females to come into the Border Patrol. It's basically generic. We're also hiring men over the course of FY15 and 16. We're going to hire 1,600 agents nationwide, but we're trying to boost the levels of females. And then also at the ports of entry, they're hiring additional 2,000 OFO officers over the course of the next couple of years too. So there's a lot of opportunity within CBP.
I don't know if legally you can incentivize it any way, the bonuses or signing bonuses or anything like that.
Won't be any difference in
you can't do something like that. Right?
No, because in government there is pay parity. So male and female agents at the same rank make the same exact money.
Some weeks back, last time you were in the studio, we got an update on how you guys were doing front lines. And you had mentioned you were expecting another surge from South. Now, I understand that Mexico has been successful in its border interdiction efforts as well. Frontera Sur, I believe they call it, this southern front, in their efforts to prevent the flood coming in from Central America. So how are we doing right now? How are you guys doing front lines at the moment? And do you still expect that second surge or another wave from Central America soon?
Well, historically, after the first of the year, there has been a surge in the Rio Grande Valley. In terms of the diplomatic efforts engaging Mexican law enforcement on their frontier with Mexico and Guatemala, they've done an exceptionally good job, which I think has attributed to our 20% decline in apprehensions from this time last year. The diplomatic efforts and many of the other efforts that have been going on to secure the border down here in South Texas.
Have you been part of the delegation going to Mexico City, visiting with leaders down there, or was it just Henry Cuellar and other leaders that have been going down there?
It's been very high level, including the Vice President and Secretary Jay Johnson, Secretary of Homeland Security. And then we have our own local efforts at the operational and tactical level, run by several of the chiefs with our border coalitions.
I think the facility is the one that's on far south where, near military, near the South Texas College. Remember that new facility that was set up for the kids?
Ursula.
On Ursula, yeah.
Yes.
Do you still need that facility? Are you still using it to process the kids that are coming in? It was made specifically for the kids that were coming in from Central America.
It was, and we can process anybody. And in fact, our additional efforts are to purchase that entire thing. So it will be Border Patrol.
So it's part of your inventory now as far as facilities. And you're putting it to use.
Yeah, it's working out very well.
All right. Chief, thanks for stopping by.
My pleasure.
And good luck on this recent announcement on hiring women. They need to hire more women at the Border Patrol.
Yes, we do.
That is Chief Kevin Oakes from the Rio Grande Valley Border Patrol joining us on 710.